this is Allie, aka Robot Maker Girl, and today I'm going to be doing another Five Nights at Freddy's inspired project. In the past on my page, you've probably seen my Glam Rock Freddy costume, as well as my DIY Helpy animatronic. But today I'm going to be trying to start something a little bit creepier. Today I'm going to start trying to make the Plushtrap Chaser, which is from the second Fazbear Frights book. If you're familiar with the fourth Five Nights at Freddy's game, then you might have seen this guy hanging around, right? He's the regular Plushtrap. According to the Fazbear Frights books, he looks like this. And he's basically a toy that everybody wants, which I don't know how. This thing looks terrifying. But he is like a chompy toy that runs around and chomps and like makes noises. And it's put out by Fazbear's Pizza or whatever. So I want to try to make this. Just reading the book and reading about how he moves and how it works and how it's like super terrifying and it chases you and tries to chomp at you and all this stuff. Like, just look at how terrifying this thing is. I was like, you know what? If I was gonna make another Five Nights at Freddy's project, it'd probably be this guy. Now, I first read the story about this guy about a year ago, a little over that, but I really just didn't have the time or like any ideas of how to start. And then I saw this, a musical skating teddy bear at a thrift store, and I was like, this would make the perfect base for this thing. I mean, it's already like super cursed looking. Look at this. No offense, but here, let me take it out of the box. But it has good articulation. It moves. I was picturing kind of like a rolling motion for this guy because it's just really creepy. But this is what the base looks like. Okay, it's like this, and then I'll show you how it works. Are you ready to see something really terrifying? I'm just gonna turn it on. It fell over. Oh my gosh. It's terrifying. I love it. Even the music just kind of fits with the Five Nights at Freddy's theme, and I think it's going to work really well as a base for this Plushtrap Chaser. And before you come at me saying that this is an antique and I shouldn't be destroying it or using it for other purposes, it's like $15 on eBay. Go buy one yourself. Like, it was at a thrift store. What are you gonna do? So if you want to see me turn this abomination into this abomination, then keep an eye out for my video updates, and thanks for watching. Hey everybody, it's surgery time on this 40-year-old animatronic skating bear. I'm going to have to dig into this guy to see how he works, to see how best I can turn him into a Plushtrap Chaser from Five Nights at Freddy's. So first things first, let's just get rid of these clothes. Okay, so this is what it looks like without clothes, and tell me why he has a human body. I don't like it. It's getting more and more cursed by the second. So now I'm gonna see if I can remove any of this head skin. Originally I thought it was just plush, like just regular plush on top, but there's actually like hard plastic under this, and I'm kind of scared to know what it's going to look like, but let's see. I'm kind of scared to do this part also because I'm worried that it's gonna try to get revenge and Annabelle me, but we'll see. I struggled with the regular scissors for a little bit until I went to fabric scissors because even though I'm really lazy and I don't want to deal with getting extra stuff, it was worth it because I couldn't cut anything with these scissors. And then I accidentally deleted half the time lapse, so just ignore that and pretend you saw it. But basically, a lot of the fabric was just glued onto the head, so I just ripped the glue off because it was old enough. Okay, so after taking all of that skin off of the head, we are left with this amazing shape that looks more like a rabbit than anything else, which kind of works for what we're doing. But anyway, I think we got really lucky with this head shape because the way that the head... Oh, that's the speaker that plays music. But the way that the head is attached to the neck here, the neck... I don't know if you can see, is attached to a mechanism that makes it rock back and forth there on a motor. So this neck plate, all you have to do is just screw in the two sides to hold it on there. But it's got this nice little divot there. So if I wanted to design or like use another design from Thingiverse and adapt it to just snap onto this head and screw together, that would actually work super well and just have like a mechanism on the inside for a mouth or whatever. It would be really cool. Hopefully this is the most cursed thing you'll see today. So when I was searching the web for resources on this, I found Jack Tim Creations has a YouTube channel, and he made his own life-size plush trap. And on top of that, he was kind enough to include all of the 3D files that you can 3D print yourself for free on Thingiverse. The design that they made is obviously to scale, so this will be much too small for that to be implemented, but I think I can scale it the right way, and we'll see if it works. The longest part of this project will probably be just printing off all the pieces, so we'll see how that goes. I also hope I have enough yellow filament. No idea. The name Plushtrap makes you think that he's plush, but I think I'm going to make mine plastic on the outside just because I think it fits the Five Nights at Freddy's theme a little better. Anyway, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more. Hey everyone, this is Allie, aka Robot Maker Girl, and here is another update on the Plushtrap build that I'm working on. I used Jack Tim's Creations files to print the 3 pieces for the head. For the jaw on the top of the head, I used yellow PLA filament. The color came out super neon and like kind of greenish, which I think will work out pretty well. Because I want to age this design like Springtrap kind of, where he's just green and covered in trash and looks like he came out of the dumpster. Anyways, these designs are literally amazing. I scaled them down to 55%, and I feel like if I printed all the pieces and put them together the way they were supposed to be, by Jack Tim Creations, then it would have been just the easiest build ever to just put it together. Seeing how I was adapting it for a different purpose, it was a little more complicated, but it was still surprisingly easy. I mean, just look at how beautiful the top of his skull printed out right here. It is just so pretty, and after taking off the supports, I was able to put it with the other one. They match up perfectly. I tried to scale the skull to the same size as the black inserts that were in the other bear skull originally, so that hopefully it won't be too top heavy when I put it all together. And here's another time lapse of taking off the supports. This is one of the most satisfying parts of the process, although on this one I did accidentally crack off a couple of teeth, but I think it adds to the look. This was also printed in PLA. Next, I had to cut a hole for the speaker. Here's my dad helping me film. And since it printed hollow, this is what it looked like after taking out the supports. The pieces snapped together so well, I was amazed, and the speaker was able to fit in the back of the head to act as a counterbalance and keep him from falling over. Next, it was time to try to attach the jaw to that neck plate. Originally, I said that I was going to maybe make a 3D design that it would just snap on, but I got lazy once again. So instead, I'm going to be drilling 2 holes into the plastic of the neck, as well as 2 holes into the jaw, and attaching the jaw to the neck with a couple of screws. I'm hoping those will be strong enough to hold it together, and hopefully it'll last. This part was really tricky, trying to hold like 4 things together at once and make sure the measurements were correct, and I got kind of frustrated. That's why I'm in the hallway, because my room was really messy, so yeah. Anyways, here's what he looks like at this point in the process, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Hey everyone, this is Allie, aka Robot Maker Girl, with another part in the DIY Plushtrap Chaser series. Now, first things first, I'm going to be painting the base black so that it looks a little less human and more like an animatronic endoskeleton. I scaled and 3D printed all of the pieces that I needed from Jack Tim Creations in order to create the exoskeleton or kind of cosmetic parts of the body. And I also started to dry brush the body, kind of weathering it a little bit so that the yellow pokes through, but it looks really grungy and nasty and gross. Once again, I want this thing to look like it came out of a dumpster. As I was working on him, the wires accidentally ripped out of the speaker, so oops, I'll fix that later. And after some of the pieces were on, it was time to just absolutely gnaw off those arms so that we can put the the Plushtrap Chaser arms onto those arms on the body. As per usual, I could never figure out how to film and record at the same time, and things got really messy in my room while I was working on this part of the project, but that's just part of it. The arm segments fit on there really well, and then it was time to fill in some of those gaps with some cardboard pieces. I took these out of a Cheez-It container because they were nice and thin and I could fit them in easily. After cutting those out, I hot glued them into place and then allowed for painting, just like I did with this leg. There were 3D files for a leg, but not that would fit over this specific animatronic. Then I used glow-in-the-dark paint to color in his eyes. The paint was really surprisingly goopy and thick, and I don't like it. It looked really nasty. And then as I was putting the head on, some of it scraped off, but oh well. So this is what the body looks like all put together. I added some light brown dry brushing as well as the black to make it look extra grungy. And I honestly don't weather things all that much. It's been years since I did it last, so I am pretty pleased with how it turned out, honestly. For some things like the feet, I had to print a lot of different sizes of them to see what would fit best. But anyway, that's where we're going to end for this video. Here's what it looks like right now, and stay tuned to see more. Hey everyone, this is Allie, aka Robot Maker Girl, and today I'm going to be doing a little more weathering on the DIY Plushtrap chaser that I'm working on. After I got the main body put together, I started working on the ears and the head a little bit more. As you can see, I'm just putting the tiniest amount of paint on there, just on the ends, and it's dry enough that I can smudge it up with my finger and it looks pretty realistic. After I finish touching up the ears and the head a little bit, then I continue work on the body just to make it extra dingy looking. As in a lot of my projects, painting is one of my least favorite parts, so requiring a lot of painting in a lot of my projects is kind of forcing me to get better at it because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So working on things like weathering where it doesn't have to look perfect, it just has to look nasty, I feel like that's good for me. Then I go about fixing some of my mistakes that I made earlier. Like I said before, somewhere along the way, the speaker that plays the music got disconnected from the head wires, my bad, so here I am soldering it back on. Once again, oopsie. Although the loose wires would be fitting, I do want it to play music, so there's that. Next, I started putting the ear segments together. Using some thick wire and hot glue, I was able to shape the ears however I want. This way they'll be extra light and adjustable. They're extra light because they're hollow except for the wires, and adjustable so that the robot will be able to balance a little bit better. This is coming together already. And now with the speaker reattached and functioning, we can work on putting the head fully together. Once again, I placed the speaker inside of the hollowed out circle that I drilled in the back of the endoskeleton head, and I shoved the top on, and this was hard to do with one hand holding a camera. Then I came across the problem of not knowing how to attach the head to the body securely, but luckily my dad was willing to help. This is for TikTok.
I'm not asked to be part of this.
With his expertise, we ended up just deciding to take the jaw off of the body altogether so that we could hook the head to the jaw more securely with a screw up the middle. This way the head and the jaw would be one solid piece together. He also helped me film and screw all of these things together because I do not have 4 hands to be able to hold things and film and do all of it, so thanks Dad. One of the main ways that I avoid getting too burnt out on projects is just simply asking for help, because a lot of times an outside perspective will really help you with a lot of problems. And with this solution, the jaw and the head were not going anywhere. It also made a creepy Winnie the Pooh face. The twist test. Nice. Now show me its head facing me. As you can see, it's very strong now. And then after re-hot gluing the jaw screws back in, this is the finished product. He looks absolutely amazing, but will he work? Stay tuned for the next video to find out. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, it's Allie, aka Robot Maker Girl, and we are here at the moment that you have all been waiting for to see if this guy is gonna work. That was way more terrifying than I intended it to be, and I'm sorry. So, a couple of questions to answer before we start. Is this the finished product? Yes and no. Although there's a lot of things that I'd like to do with this guy, such as making him more stable, providing some more cosmetic fixes, such as his teeth, highlight those a little bit more, add some moss or some shoe polish or something to make him look more trashy, I will simply not have time to do that because I am in college right now, for those of you who don't know, and school is hard, so yeah. Also, as you may have seen in part 1, the animatronic that I chose was not the most stable to start off with. He did not like to stand, therefore I don't have high hopes for this one either, but I feel like I did as much as I could to make him be able to anyway. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. So I made sure to keep the switch accessible from the back so it's easy to turn him on and off, but here we go. Immediately no. Ooh, he works kind of. Oh my gosh. If I just hold him up, he'll walk. This is absolutely terrifying. Okay, so I tried adjusting the ears a bit. We'll see if that helps. So, here we go. Oh my gosh. It just needs very little support. Not even touching it now, guys. It is, oh shoot. Okay, I think that's where we should leave off. Oh, that's horrifying. Okay, so does he work perfectly? No. Does he work well? Not really. Is he terrifying? Absolutely. In conclusion, if I was to do this project in the future, I would pick a better starting base, as obviously this animatronic from the 80s wasn't the most stable to start with, but, you know, it was a good start, and it fits the Five Nights at Freddy's vibe. Also, I do feel like, although it doesn't work very well, it kind of fits the vibe of the Fazbear Frights book as well, because the one they did get did look like it came out of a dumpster, and I feel like it would have worked like this as well, until it became possessed and then, you know, started attacking everybody, so who's to say that it didn't just fall over every 2 seconds? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this series. I hope this wasn't too disappointing for you. I'm still really pleased with how he came out despite everything, and hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much, and be sure to check out my other videos if you're interested in more. Bye-bye!